everyone, welcome to the iTailors Academy. Today we are going to start our topic GMP, that is Good Manufacturing Practices. So here we start. Our topic is GMP, that is Good Manufacturing Practices. So first of all we have to know what is GMP. So GMP is not only considered as a good manufacturing practices, but it also a set of regulation. Yes, it is a set of regulation, codes and guidelines for the manufacturing of a drug substance. GMP is not only work in pharmaceutical industry, but it also work in a food industry. It is also work in a food industry. It is simply as it is a regulation or regulation, codes and guidelines set for the manufacturing of a drugs and drugs product and medical devices, in vivo and in vitro diagnostic product and food. It is simply a set of regulation. If we follow these regulation, if we follow these codes, if we follow these manufacturing guidelines, then the end product is safe. Then end product will be safe. If we are not following this guideline, then these products are not safe for the consumption. Now what is the objective of the GMP? The main objective of the GMP is that they have a guarantee for the high quality of food product, high quality of the drugs product to the consumer. If we follow GMP, then it is a guarantee that we provide drugs are high quality. What is the meaning of high quality? High quality meaning is that it is free from any type of contamination. Free from any type of contamination. What is the contamination? Anyone know about the contamination? Contamination is simply that contamination is defined as it is anything which is not the part of anything which is not the part of particular product, but intentionally or non-intentionally. Intentionally or accidentally it is added into a product, then it will destroy the product. This destruction is called contamination. So the guarantee of high quality product to the consumer, that is delivering product free from all type of contamination. Contamination may be physical, may be biological and chemical and allergens. Any type of contamination. Physical is like that we are see with our eyes, that is hair, and biological contamination is the contamination with the microorganism. These microorganisms cannot seen by our naked eye, but it will contaminate the product. If we consume these contaminated product, we become ill and sometimes it cause the death. And chemical contamination is the contamination with the chemical, and the most important contamination is the allergens. Allergens cause allergy. It is the response of our immune system. response of the immune system. When a foreign particle which are not acceptable by our body, suppose any foreign particles which are not acceptable by our body, then our immune system responds quickly, maybe in form of vomiting, rashes, anything. Then this is the because of the cause of allergens. Okay, so if we guarantee that our product are high quality, then the possibility of the contamination is very less. Now next is general requirement. What is the general requirement for the GMP? The general requirement: avoid risk and possibility of mix up at all storage of during manufacturing, during labeling, during packaging, and during testing. Suppose if we follow all the rules of GMP, okay, so in that case we reduce the chances of mix up. Suppose there is two types of drugs A and drugs B are formed in a particular manufacturing unit. Now if we follow GMP is said that we have to follow good manufacturing process. We avoid the contamination during each step. Then the possibility of the chances of mixing of the AB is also very less, even during the manufacturing time, during the labeling time, during the packaging time, and during the testing time. Suppose drug A contain any drugs 250 milligram and drugs B contain 500 of milligram, and if we follow GMP, which clearly said that the clear measurement of the drug should be labeled on that drugs. If we follow this, then the mixing of A and B is not possible. Now next is AHU, comfort of a personal working and regular monitoring of a temperature and humidity, particle count, DOP testing, and etc. Then the proper drainage system which prevent the backflow. The area, suppose this is your area, then this area should have proper drainage condition. If the proper drainage condition is not present in that area, then the logging of water create. And if the proper drainage system is present, then the backflow of a water is avoidable and the channel should be open. Here the open channel means that it should be easily clean and disinfectant. The open means that not that the channels are not covered. Channels are properly covered, but it should be removable. Then in that case, the proper disinfectant and the proper cleaning should be done. Here again two words is there. One is cleaning and other is disinfectant. Here the cleaning means that the remove of dust particle, and disinfectant means remove of microorganism. Okay, so the two words clean and disinfectant are different. If we do only cleaning, then it is not possible that contamination are not occur. Contamination is occur due to the microorganism also, but during the cleaning you only remove the dust particle. Then in that cases microorganisms are still present. Then due to the removing of the microorganism, we have to follow the disinfectant. Now next, what is the building and which type of building and which type of facility should be available in the area. The design and construction features. We have to follow the design and construction features properly. Proper lighting should be there. Proper ventilation should be there. Air filtration, air heating and cooling facilities should be there. Plumbing, proper sewage refuse. That I already told you that proper sewage condition should be there. Suppose there is a garbage bin which contain a biodegradable material. Biodegradable material. Then there is a proper garbage bin for that. Proper garbage bin for the biodegradable material. The mixing of the biodegradable material with the other material is not occur. And proper washing condition, proper toilet facility for the employees, proper sanitation problems, proper sanitation, then proper maintenance. All these things should be available in the manufacturing units. Manufacturing unit to get a pure or safe drug. Clear? Now next, good manufacturing practices. What is the principle of the good manufacturing process or good manufacturing practices? The basic principle of the good manufacturing practices is that quality cannot be tested into a batch of the product but must be built into each batch of a product during all the stages. We have to check the quality of the product in each step, in each stages, and the quality should be checked of each batch. It is not considered that if you suppose there is a batch, B batch, C batch and D batch, and you only check A batch quality and consider that all the qualities of the all the quality of the batches are same with the A batch, but it is not considered. You have to check the quality of B, quality of C and quality of D. This is the main basic principle of the GMP, and these qualities should be checked in all the stages. It is designed to minimize the risk involved in any pharmaceutical production that cannot be eliminated through testing the final product. There is a lots of risk related to the pharmaceutical. There is a loss of risk associated to the pharma product, and these risks does not necessary to remove during the final product. Then it is very necessary that we have to follow GMP, because GMP minimize the risk in pharmaceutical production. That risk cannot be removed during the testing of the final product. So when GMP is followed, then it already minimize the risk. Now come to the next topic, that is the principle of the GMP. Here there are 10 principles of the GMP. Design and construct the facility and equipments properly. The facility of the equipments and the construction are in a proper design. We have to follow the written procedure. Proper written procedure we have to follow, and instruction. There is already COPs are present in our lab. Then we have to follow these SOP. As what is SOP? SOP is a standard operation procedure. Then we have to follow proper written procedure and instruction given in the lab. We have to maintain proper documents. the document necessary for the GMP we have to proper maintain. Next is validate work. Monitor the facilities and equipments. We have to monitor that our equipments are working properly or not. Suppose there is some instruments required calibration. If calibration is not followed, then the result are not correct. Clear? So for the need of the correct result, we have to follow the calibration of the instrument. Write step by step operating procedure and work on a instruction. Design, development and demonstrate job compensations. Protect against contamination. This is very important principle. We have to protect the contamination. Control component and product related procedure. Conduct plan and periodic audit. We have to plan a periodic audit in a 1 week, in a 2, in a 3, any. It all depend upon you, but we have to conduct a plan audit. In that case, we have to check the premises, we have to check the documents, we have to check the drugs product, that these products are proper label or not. These are the part of the audit, and this is the 10 principles of the GMP. Now next is the GMP category. GMP categories are in sale, in premises, equipments, personal, sanitation, raw material, manufacturing control, packaging material and testing, finished product testing, quality control department, records, sample, stability and sterile product. Now we are going to discuss the categories of the GMP one by one. First is your sale. There for the selling of the product, it is clearly mentioned that the drugs are in proper fabricated and packaged, tested and properly stored. There is no distributor. There is no distributor who sell the product if the product are not properly fabricated or properly labeled or properly tested or properly stored. There is a lots of drugs product. There is a lots of drugs product which are stored at -20 degrees Celsius. If these drugs are not stored at that condition, then these drugs are not useful for the consumer, or you can say that patient. Now GMP said that these drugs should be stored at -20 degree Celsius. Then there is no distributor sell that product if these products are not stored at that condition. Now what is the proper labeling condition? Proper labeling condition said that proper name of the drug, proper expiry date, manufacturing date, manufacture area, manufacture address, now barcode, batch number, everything should be mentioned in the drugs. If these drugs are not properly labeled, then it is not sold by the distributor. Now next is the premises and equipments. Permit effective cleaning, prevent contamination, orderly condition and good state of repair. This is the last good state of the repair is for the equipment. Suppose the equipments are not in the stage that it should be repaired, then these equipment should be exchanged with the new one. If it is good condition of the repair, then it should be repaired, and the premises should be prevent from the contamination. There is no insect, should be present inside the premises. Next is a personal. Now see, the person should be appropriate, educated, training should be provided to that person, and the person should be experienced. Sufficient number of people should be available in the premises, and they should receive GMP training. There is very necessary that the workers should be provided them GMP training. It is very necessary, and the person should be experienced. They know about that what is contamination. They know about the effect of the drugs, and properly trained, properly educated. Now come to the next is sanitation. I already told you that the sanitation is it is used for the remove of the microorganism. So here sanitization program to prevent the contamination. If all the microorganism is removed, then it prevent the contamination. Limit source and types of contamination. Cleaning procedure for facilities and equipment. Pest control program should be done in the premises. Environmental monitoring should be done. Raw material. This is very important, raw material, because if the raw material is contaminated, then we can't make product free from the contamination. If the raw material is already contaminated, like any it is contaminated by the sulfate, it is contaminated by the chloride, then in that case we have to remove this sulfate and chloride before the process. If it is not removed, then it will transfer into the final product. So first of all, we have to know that all the products are made by the raw material. Raw material is the first step of the manufacturing. Okay, each lot or batch of raw material is tested. It is very necessary that every batch of the raw material is tested. There is a protocol in which the tested are written, that we have to follow these testing for the raw material test. So when the raw material come inside the premises, then each batches should be tested. It also provides assurance that the raw material provided assurance that quality of the drugs in a doses. It also, suppose if the raw material is not good, then the drugs doses is also not good. Sample of incoming material are collected and tested before use. Approved test method and specification are used. This is very important that the approved test method should be used. You can't use any method for the testing of the drugs, but you have to follow that only approved test. Result must conform to the specification for release for use or sell. Suppose when you are testing the drugs, then your value should be matched with the specified value, that is standard value. If it come under these values, then it is allowed for the use, and if it is not come in the specification value, then it should be stopped for the use. Transportation and storage record should be maintained. This is very important. I already told you that there is a lots of products which are stored at -20 degrees Celsius, and when you are these drugs, then the transportation condition is not then these conditions are not proper temperature are there, then in that case that drugs are spoiled and it is not consumed, then it is not good for the consumption. This is the raw material, packaging material and finished product testing. The raw material is testing is important, same as the packaging material testing is important. Okay, if the suppose if the packaging material is contaminated, then the final product is also contaminated. Manufacturing control. Next is your manufacturing control. Written procedure are established and follow. Master formula, manufacturing order and packaging order should be followed. Critical process are validated. Second person verification of activities. Self-inspection program. Suppose there are in every lab they have their own protocol for the manufacturing, for the audit, everything they have their own protocol. Then in that cases we have to follow the proper written procedure. Okay, and there is a master formula for the manufacturing order and packaging order. In that case we have to follow that. Second person verification should have very necessary. In each step we have to take a second opinion, and self-inspection program is also very important. Quality control department. Then what is the role of the quality control department? Quality control department, there is a lots of responsibility of the quality control department. First is they have the testing of the bulk component prior for the use of the production. They have the responsibility to check the raw material which is come to the premises for the production. Testing of the finished product before the sale. Stability program. Review batch record label. Release product based on QC test result. Training and auditing. Customer complaint. There is the testing of everything is come under the quality control department. Raw material testing, packaging testing, finished product testing, everything is tested by the quality control department. Along with that they have conduct the training program to train the workers work in the premises, and they also do auditing to check the premises condition or to check the product storage condition, and they also deal with the customer complaint records. All the GMP activities recorded in a document form. Okay, good documentation practices should be followed. Every activities come under the GMP should be recorded, and these recorded should be available in the premises, because during the audit these documents are also checked. During the audit these documents are also checked. Record must be readily available. Means that if there is a surprise audit are conducted in your premises, then these records should be available. What is good documentation practices? Documentation must be permanent. These documents should be permanent. At least 6-month documents should be available in your premises, and these documents are permanent. Then this is legible, clear and concise, accurate, timely, complete. Suppose you can't skip any date of the documents. Sample, stability and sterile product. written sample of each lot of raw material and finished product for a specified period of time. You have to store the sample of the raw material and the sample of the finished product in a specific period of time, so that if there any complaint arises from your product, then you have a sample for the recheck. Stability: establish the length of time in which the product meet all specification. You have to establish that particular time period in which all the specification of the product are completed, and you have to monitor the drugs of these for this period of time. That drug should be monitored for this period of time. Then next is your sterile product. Package in a separate enclosed area by a trained personnel using method to ensure that sterility. Sterile means that it free from the contamination. Then when the product are ready, then it should be packed in a separate area, and it is packed by a trained person, that they have the knowledge about the product, they have the knowledge about the sterilization. Okay, the person should wear a proper hairnet, proper glove, and proper clothes of the premises. And these all things are sterile. Why GMP is important? So see, poor quality medicine may contain toxic substance that have been unintentionally added. See, if we don't follow the GMP, then the quality of the medicine is not good. Maybe it contains some toxic material, and these toxic material are added accidentally into the product. Suppose GMP said that the instrument should be properly clean. Instrument should be properly clean. If it is not properly clean, the traces of the chemical transfer into our drugs, and now these drugs become toxic. Clear? The chemicals are not intentionally added into our drugs, but due to the poor GMP practices, the traces of the chemicals are added into our drugs, and these become toxic in nature. A medicine that contain little or none of the claimed ingredient will not have an intent therapeutic effect. GMP should be followed. Where the GMP should be followed? GMP should be followed in every drugs product. The solid doses, the semi-solid, the liquid, the parenteral production, the Ayurvedic medicine, the biotechnology products, the nutraceutical, and the cosmeceutical, homeopathic medicine, everything. Here the nutraceutical, I think you all know that nutraceutical are a medicine which are made up of a food product. Nutra means food and ceuticals means medicines. Then food products and medicines, when combined together, then it is called nutraceutical. Some of the main risks are associated with the GMP. Unaccepted contamination, of the product causing damage to a health or even a death. If we not follow proper GMP, see, this is some of the main risks which are associated with that if we are not following the proper GMP. If we are not following the proper GMP, there is a lots of contamination which are not acceptable to mix with the final product. If it is mixed into a final product, then it affect to the health of the human being, and sometimes even it cause the death. Next is incorrect label on a container. Suppose the doctor are prescribed to take a 250 milligram of tablet for a one time in a day. Now you take a medicine in which there is a labeling said that it is 250 milligram. Okay, the labeling is for the 250 milligram, but in that medicine 500 milligram of suppose paracetamol are present. Now in that case, due to the incorrect labeling, the patient should have a health effect. Even it become the cause of the death. See, incorrect labeling on a container, which could mean that patient received the wrong medicine. Suppose you take a paracetamol, you want to take a paracetamol, but here in a labeling it is written that a paracetamol, but in a real it is not paracetamol or something else. Then in that cases you take a wrong medicine. Insufficient or too much active ingredient resulting in effective treatment or adverse effect. See, this is the example I already told you, that the information of the ingredients are not in a proper way. In that cases the health of the human being or the health of the consumer are affected. Sorry. Now conclusion. From the above discussion, we conclude that pharmaceutical industry is regulated by the GMP. It is clearly that the pharmaceutical company is totally dependent upon the GMP, and it is regulated by the GMP. If it is not follow the GMP, then it will affect the consumer. Good manufacturing practices must be followed. GMP ensure that drugs products are safe, pure and effective. This is the main role of the GMP, that it ensures that our drug products are safe for the consumption. It is free from any type of contamination. If it is free from any type of contamination, then it is pure and it is effectively work. So here our topic are ended. If you have any query, then please tell me in the comment box, and also follow the ITLS Academy on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, WhatsApp and LinkedIn, or even you get our app in a Google Play. Thank you.